Hi there, Stephen Kenny here with Rincon Property Management. I'm the Director of Operations here at Rincon, and today I want to tackle frequently asked questions of your tenant's lease agreement. So let's get started. The first, number one question that we always get is, what is the lease term? This is something that is discussed prior to advertising your property, but typically we start with a 1-year lease agreement, and then it either converts to month, or there's a whole renewal process that we do to make sure your property's secure and tenants stay in place as long as you'd like them to. Number two, what happens if my tenant's late with a rent payment or if they don't pay at all? The lease agreement typically dictates that rent is due on the 1st and has a 3-day grace period. Therefore, anything after the 4th of the month is considered late, and we move it on to our pay rent or quit process and ultimately an eviction proceeding. Now, evictions rarely happen with Rincon, but if they do, you're apprised of the situation, you're kept up to date with whether the tenant's paid or not paid, and what the next steps are and how you can expect the whole process to go. Number three, is there a security deposit? Here at Rincon, we always charge a security deposit for your property. However, we do have to abide by California law when it comes to how much we can charge and what it can be applied for. So in most cases, we charge 1 month's rent as a security deposit to just help cover any expenses that might come with the tenant move out and cover those repair costs. What is the policy on repairs and maintenance? The number one question that we get asked by both landlords and tenants is, can tenants repair things on their own and get reimbursed or take the money off the rent? The answer to that here at Rincon is no. Only under specific circumstances can a tenant do that, and it would have to be agreed upon by the landlord. Most of the times, tenants report maintenance issues to our maintenance hotline. We then create a work order, get the necessary trades out there, take care of the problem, and bill the client. So in this case, that's how it typically goes. You'll normally see a bill on your owner statement if it's under the maintenance budget dictated in your contract. If it's something more extensive, you'll be communicated with by our property managers and maintenance team to make sure that you're well in the loop on what's happening at your property and can give us the approval to move forward. What is the policy on renewing the lease? Our lease renewal process is unique in the fact that it starts at the 8-month mark of a tenancy. So we like to start our lease renewal early on in that first year to really understand the property, understand the market, and understand the needs of our clients. So in this case, at the 8-month mark, we conduct our annual inspection of the property. We identify any maintenance deficiencies as well as overall condition of the property and present that to you as the client to make sure that you have all the information to make an informed decision on whether you want to renew the lease. At that point, we send you a questionnaire and we proceed with presenting those options to the tenant. After that, the tenants get to decide if they like to stay or go, depending on a bunch of different circumstances. And then from there, we sign an extension or we process a move out, and we keep you informed on that process and when it's all said and done. The whole process takes about 3 months to complete, and usually 30 days before a lease expires, you'll be notified one way or another on what exactly happened with the lease renewal. Number 6, can an owner enter the rental property during the lease agreement? The short answer to that is yes, but you have to follow specific requirements of the lease agreement. Most lease agreements require 24 hours notice to the tenant in order for the landlord to enter, unless there's an emergency that somebody needs to enter quickly. However, here at Rincon, we like to give our clients the peace of mind knowing their property is well taken care of, and let us handle the tenant interactions, the property inspections, and trying to keep our clients as protected as possible by doing these inspections for them. However, if you're adamant about walking the property yourself, please communicate that to your property manager and they'd be happy to work out a solution that works for all parties. Number 7, what is the process for giving my tenants notice if I want them to move out? First, you have to complete the lease term. The lease is a governing document that is in full effect in California. So for that first 12 months, it's very difficult to get a tenant to move out or give any sort of notice. Now, if you did have a circumstance change within that first 12 months, please contact your property manager and we'd be happy to communicate with the tenants and try to negotiate a resolution to get you the property back. However, most times that first 12 months lease will prevail. So we want you to be as sure as possible when you're renting the property that those 12 months is secure for you. If you do need to give notice after the first 12 months, Rincon handles everything for you. You communicate when you need the property back. We communicate with you any local ordinances that might be in effect for your specific property, any situation where you may have to pay relocation assistance, or what the process is completely. We pride ourselves in educating our clients on all of the possible outcomes. So any questions that you have about this process, please contact your property manager. They'd be happy to explain it to you and make sure that you understand all the risks before taking that step forward. Number 8, can an owner change the terms during a lease? The short answer to that is no. A lease is a governing document, as I mentioned in number 7, and it's really important that all the terms are respected and upheld. Although there are circumstances where you can negotiate different things with the tenants based on different situations, all the written language in the lease agreement does tend to prevail. As you can see, lease agreements are very complicated in nature. If you have any further questions, please feel free to email your property manager or reach out by phone with additional questions, and they'd be happy to answer it. Thanks so much.